Welcome to episode 95 of Family Life Morning. Steve, Therese, and Randy with a show on Family Life, a network across New York and Pennsylvania. Find out more about what we do at familylife.org. This podcast, some of our favorite moments from this week.
I think I'm going to start carrying some of that around.
But do you get nauseous easily?
No, but you've heard my humor. I think it would be helpful to others around me.
I got
to offer
you
them
have
that
a point.
Find out what that's all about in just a few. And be sure to subscribe right now.
We know you have lots of choices. Thank you for picking Family Life Mornings.
Well, we got a pandemic puppy, and I thought I was doing a pretty good job. I mean, we taught Casey to sit and wait, lay down, a couple other things. But this woman named Monica, she is going viral with videos of her puppy doing things like identifying colors and counting and adding numbers together. And I mean, that is excellent dog training. But maybe you've spent too much time indoors at home when your dog is actually ready for kindergarten, right? Like that might be, can he tie his shoes? I mean, that's the big question.
If you can't say it in front of your kids, you won't hear it on Family Life Mornings.
Jackson, turn off that television. Jackson's an 8-year-old, probably not unlike many other 8-year-olds, likes to watch his TV and has his favorite TV shows. And that's not unusual, but here's what's unusual about 8-year-old Jackson. He was in the car recently. Dad was driving, and Jackson's 20-month-old sister was right beside and driving down the road. Nothing unusual until his 20-month-year-old sister was choking on a chicken nugget.
Oh, dear.
And there it was. And so 8-year-old, and I emphasize 8-year-old Jackson calmly tells his dad to pull over to the side of the road. Dad does, and Jackson, the 8-year-old, dislodges the chicken nugget from his 20-month-old sister. So there you go. And how did Jackson know to do this, especially so calmly? Told his dad, he goes, I got it from watching one of my favorite TV shows, and they showed how to do that Heimlich maneuver. And so he saved his sister. So my guess would be next time Jackson says, I'm going to go watch TV, Dad. Dad's going to say, that's just fine with me. That's okay, Jackson. You go for it.
Thanks for making us a part of your day. We're a friend you can turn to. Family Life.
Well, it's never fun when we are feeling nauseous. I mean, who likes being sick? We just don't like that.
Right.
But now there is a way to get rid of the nausea. And it's a very simple home remedy that doctors are finding works even better than any drugs they use to help people get over their nauseousness. And the key thing is rubbing alcohol. You just pour a little of it on a washcloth or something and then smell it. And it's the isopropyl in the alcohol that helps eliminate the nausea.
Wow, I think I'm going to start carrying some of that around.
But do you get nauseous easily?
No, but you've heard my humor. I think it would be helpful to others around me.
I got it.
To offer
You
them
have
that
a point.
Well, hello there, sunshine. Welcome to Family Life Mornings with Steve, Therese, and Randy.
Well, if you're short, you might wish you were taller. If you have curly hair, you wish you had straight hair. If you have straight hair, you wish you had curly hair. If you struggle in your marriage, you might look at a couple at church, and say, I wish I was like them. It's tempting to look at our lives and compare it to what other people have. But you've got to resist this urge because envy is rooted in pride. And before you go, wait, what are you talking about? I'm not proud, but listen to this. And this is what kind of made it click for me. It basically says, I deserve something that somebody else has. And it also says God made a mistake when he gave me what he gave me. But I know God doesn't make mistakes, right? So whatever your situation is, know there's a purpose, there's a plan, and use your time to find out what that is instead of comparing yourself to everyone else.
Is the sun breaking through yet? He is the dawn. You're getting your day started with Family Life Mornings.
Well, do you guys collect anything that might be, different or unusual?
I seem to collect dust everywhere I go.
Stop it. That's not what he means. Like when I was a kid, I collected elephants.
Yeah.
I used to
Okay.
love collecting
Okay.
anything elephants. Now, mostly I collect books that I probably won't read,
Yeah, there you go. There's that.
but something like that.
I have a friend who collects automobiles from television shows, models of them.
Oh, wow.
And
Okay.
it's kind
Okay.
of fun to try and figure out, okay, that's from that show and that's
Oh,
from...
that's interesting.
Yeah.
It is kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Also just read a story about this guy who has spent the last 40-plus years collecting milk bottles
Okay.
from all over the world. He has 23,000 of them.
Wow.
But I've never really heard of anyone collecting what this lady collects. She learned that we lose anywhere from 40 to 200 hairs a day.
Oh, no,
And she
no.
calculated
Yeah.
she could lose up to 36,600 hairs every year. So she started collecting all of the fallen hair she could find of her own.
Oh, no.
Over a year later, she has collected enough of her fallen out hair to make her own hair extensions. And it's amazing. She has a whole system, and it actually looks halfway decent. In fact, one person said she is now tressed to kill.
Oh, there you go.
I see what you did there.
Look at the shower drain for most of it right there.
Hope you don't mind that we started the show without you. We just couldn't wait.
Family Life Mornings with Steve, Therese, and Randy.
I couldn't believe. Okay, surfing competition. I've never surfed, but I mean, it's fun to watch, and you see all those youngsters out there going, oh. But there's a new category apparently now for people who this guy joined the surfing competition, and he won because he's the only one in his age category. He's 80 years old. 80 years old and surfing, still doing that. Remember as a little kid when you used to find like a hill or a little thing, a grassy hill, and you used to like tumble down. You used to like tumble or
roll down it,
roll
yeah,
or tumble
yeah.
or do that kind of thing just for little kids. I hope there's a competition with that, and I'm going to wait till I'm 80, and I'm going to win that. Can you picture 80-year-old Steve just tumbling down?
Yeah, I'll be waiting at the bottom of the hill with an ambulance.
Yeah, exactly.
Are you just starting your day? Well, so are we. It's Steve, Therese, and Randy on Family Life Mornings.
Well, the answer is 2,761, if you're curious. Well, you probably need to question how many miles between Disneyland in California and Disney World in Florida. And the reason this number was in my head is because I read about a guy named Don who said he wanted to run and do it in 90 days from Disneyland to Disney World. And here's when he started. He wanted to start, actually did, February 1st of 2020. You guys remember back to February of 2020? Then something happened. About a month or so later of last year in March, right? So the coronavirus kind of delayed this guy a little bit. Now, he did finally finish it just last week, and it did only take the actual running of 90 days. So that is good. He's done that. And when I saw this story first, I thought about today's verse, about better to be a patient person, and I thought at first maybe he was in line at Disneyland and the lines looked too long. He thought, well, let me just try the
Go to
other
the
one.
other one?
Yeah, right.
Music? Check. News? Check. Encouragement? Check. Yep, we're ready to start the day. Family Life Mornings.
It has been demonstrated time and again how patients in the hospital, if somebody holds their hand, it's very beneficial to them. Not only assures them that someone is there with them, but it's also been proven that it really helps the healing process. And that's what makes this whole COVID-19 thing really difficult, because when you're in the hospital with that, not only are you not allowed to really touch the patient, nobody's allowed to be in the same room with them. But some nurses in Brazil have gotten very creative, and they have come up with a way to mimic the human touch. They have tied 2 disposable gloves together after filling them with hot water. And one glove fits underneath the hand with the fingers entwined, and the other glove fits on top of the hand, and it actually feels like someone is holding the patient's hands or hand. And it's really a neat thing, and they have found it to be very successful. It's very comforting to the patients because they feel like now, hey, somebody is here with me. And in fact, Therese, you brought it out that they are calling it the hand of God. And that seems pretty appropriate.
It's okay if you're not ready to wake up yet. We'll just turn the music down and talk softer.
Steve, Therese, and Randy on Family Life Mornings.
This pandemic may have pulled us physically further apart, but believe it or not, we've gotten closer together, especially people who have changed to a remote work situation. And now the three of us are in 3 separate locations. We've mentioned that a few times. And they say that that helps you feel closer because you get kind of personal with each other over video chat. You know, like we now know what Randy's spare bedroom looks like.
True.
You know,
It's an excellent point. We wouldn't have known that otherwise.
Right. When he says goodbye to his wife in the morning,
Right.
we kind of all say, "We love you, Christina,"
Right.
you know.
That wouldn't have happened before. Huh?
And you get to know each other's pets and families and, you know,
Right.
what their house looks like. And that has actually brought people closer together. And so it's going to be weird, you know, when everybody gets back to in-person work, because I, for one, am going to be like, did you bring Christina with you? 'Cause
You know we're friends because we're already on a first-name basis. It's Family Life Mornings with Steve, Therese, and Randy from Family Life, a friend you can turn to.
You know, we're to be more and more like Jesus every day. So how do we do
Right.
that? We get into the Word of God and we know His Word. And the more we know Him, the more we'll be like Him. Am I going too fast here? Everybody following so far?
we
that
understand
makes
these
sense.
basic concepts. Yeah.
All right. So if that concept follows, I was amazed that there's another book, not the book, but another book that says, let's take another kind of a person. Do you know anybody, or maybe even work with somebody, who makes really unusual connections between words and ideas? And when they say something, you might smile, but you also might wince a little bit, like, ugh, ugh. Anybody know anybody like that? Or just unusual?
Yeah, I think so.
Maybe Randy and I do know somebody like that.
All right. Well, if you do, you can be like that person as well because it's teachable. According to this author, you can teach yourself to be what they call wittier and more clever, because if you read more different types of things, you'll be able to make those unusual connections between words and ideas. So you
Wait,
can teach
so-
yourself to be like that.
You're saying we want to be more like this unusual person?
Well, that's your call. It's up to you. I think it's more important to be more like Jesus, probably. Probably.
Well, yeah, yeah.
But I have one other question for you. Speaking of unusual connections, do you know what you call bears that have no ears? What'd you say, Randy?
B.
Buh. That's right. No ears. Good job, Randy. You're more.
A little serious, a little silly, a perfect balance to start your day. Family Life Mornings.